Look at the home your grandparents bought. One paycheck paid for it. A single income, one earner, often without a college degree. In 1965, the average American house cost about $13,000. In today's money, that's roughly $130,000. The actual median house today is over $400,000. Same house. Triple the price. One income became two. But wait, it gets so much worse than housing. Let's talk about rent. In 1970, the average American rent was $108 a month. In today's money, that's about $870. The average rent now is over $1,400, and that's the cheap parts of the country. Your grandmother's entire monthly rent in today's dollars wouldn't cover 2 weeks. Now think about college. In 1970, a year of tuition at a public university cost about $400. In today's money, around $3,200 a year. A summer job covered it. A summer job. Today, the average is over $10,000 a year, and that's before housing, books, or fees. Your grandfather paid for college flipping burgers for 3 months. You'll pay for it until you're 40. Okay, cars. Surely cars were the same. In 1970, the average new car cost about $3,500. In today's money, that's roughly $28,000. That part's almost normal, until you remember a new car back then was 1 or 2 months of the average salary. Now it's closer to 9 months. The sticker looks similar. The bite out of your life doubled. Let's go grocery shopping with Grandma. In 1970, a gallon of milk cost about 33 cents. In today's money, that's around $2.60. A dozen eggs? About 60 cents, roughly $4.80 today. A loaf of bread? A quarter, about $2 now. Look at any receipt. Almost every item costs more than the inflation-adjusted past says it should. Now here's the one that should make you sit down: healthcare. In 1970, having a baby in a hospital cost about $200. In today's money, that's roughly $1,600. The whole stay. Today, the average cost of delivering one baby is over $18,000. $18,000 to do the exact thing humans have done for 300,000 years. That's more than 11 times the inflation-adjusted cost for the same baby, in the same kind of room. And it's not just the delivery. A single overnight hospital stay in 1970 might cost $100, about $800 today. Now, one night in a hospital averages over $2,500. The same bed, the same nurse, 3 times the bite. And speaking of babies, let's add up the whole child. Raising one child to age 18 in 1960 cost about $25,000. In today's money, that's around $260,000. The actual cost today? Over $310,000 per child. That's a $250,000 gap for the same 18 years of diapers, food, and shoes. Now the part that ties it all together. The single income. In 1970, the average man's salary alone could carry a whole family. One earner, one job, a house, a car, kids, a stay-at-home spouse. Today, that same lifestyle takes 2 full-time incomes, and often still doesn't reach. 2 people now work to afford what one person used to. So put it all on one table. Your grandfather, on one salary, no degree, bought a house, a car, raised a few kids, and paid for college with a summer job. You, with 2 incomes and a degree, are deciding whether you can afford to have one child. Both of you worked hard. Both of you played by the rules. But you are not living in a more expensive version of his world. You are living in a completely different economic reality. So what actually happened? It's not one villain. It's several things stacking at once. First, housing. We simply stopped building enough homes. More people, more demand, not nearly enough new houses. So prices climbed far faster than wages. Second, college. As more aid and loans flowed in, schools raised prices to match. Easy borrowing meant tuition could keep rising, and it did. Third, healthcare. A tangle of insurance, paperwork, and middlemen sits between you and the actual care. Every layer adds cost, and almost nobody sees a real price tag anymore. Fourth, the world got connected. Many goods got cheaper as factories moved overseas. That's why a TV costs less than it used to. But the things you can't import, housing, school, doctors, childcare, only got more expensive. Fifth, assets ran away from wages. Houses and stocks became things to own and grow. not just things to use. Their prices raced ahead while paychecks walked. And sixth, what normal means changed. A normal home today is bigger. Normal now includes the internet, the phone bill, the daycare. The basket of a normal life quietly got heavier. None of this is one person's plan. It's 6 slow tides rising at the same time, and you're standing where they meet. Here's the honest part. Some things genuinely got better. TVs, phones, flights, clothes, cheaper and better than ever. But the pillars of a stable life, a home, a degree, a hospital, a child, got dramatically harder to reach. So when someone tells you you're just bad with money, remember the receipts. The house, the rent, the tuition, the hospital bill, these didn't just get a little expensive. The whole shape of normal life moved out of reach while the paycheck stayed roughly the same. Your grandparents weren't smarter with money. They were handed an easier board. You're playing harder with better tools on a board that quietly got steeper. So the next time you reach for your own front door, or wish you had one, remember it isn't that you failed the game. The game changed underneath you. And just seeing that clearly is the first move toward playing it well.